Negril, once a small fishing village located on the westmost part of Jamaica in the parish of Westmoreland, originally called Negrilio, meaning the little black one. The town got its name from the Spaniards back in 1494, which came from the vast population of black eel that were seen along the coastline when they first came. Until the turn of the 1900s, Negril enjoyed privacy and seclusion as the area was cut off from the rest of the island by marshes and wetland. In 1959, however, a road was cut connecting Negril to the other parts of the island, allowing people to move in and out freely, which subsequently changed the face of Negril from what was the home of fishermen to now the leading resort town in Jamaica and definitely one of the most popular vacation destinations in the world. These are the stories of those who witnessed the changes that Negril has gone through over 50 or 60 years ago, from what it was then to what it is today.
The greatest story about Negril I remember really when I was a boy. And a lot of people have donkey, so you would pad up your donkey or they ride the donkey. Well, a wealthy man would have a bicycle. Okay. And they used to have them little breadfruit and breadfruit growing around the West End.
Oh, so you have to go to the beach?
Have to go to the beach and retrieve them mango.
Because beach don't have mango.
Beach never have any mango, no. So we used to trade them the mango for the breadfruit.
That are the oldest boat in Negril? How long do you have it?
That the one I'm supposed to have about 42 years now.
Yeah? And you make it?
Yeah, my dad. So that's how we go. I always try to keep it up.
Yeah.
It's no wood now. I do it myself. It's pure fiberglass right there now. Okay. But my father did make it out of a cotton tree, big huge cotton tree. So all the wood rotten out of it, and so it rotten. I put fiberglass. So I put rotten, I put fiberglass. So that will never ever done. I will have it as long as I last. As long as I live, it's okay.
As a little girl, my memory is we didn't have running water. So we would have to use from the water hole where water rainfall and they clean out the rock hole and make water running, and then we use that water now for washing clothes. Even when the tadpole in it and the bullfrog pass through, we used to use that. And we have well where they have dig the hole them and you use a bucket with a rope, send it down and pull out the water. That water is kind of brackish, which is a little bit salty. Otherwise, the closest water we have as pipe, with a standing pipe, would be at Pee-wee's. From where I live, about 2 miles.
Okay.
Otherwise, you get water from the rain, you have your gutter, you jump, and it full up. We have no electricity, so we just have kerosene lamp, the great home, sweet home lamps. And we also have like some tinning lamps where you put kerosene oil in and you'd stick it outside, you know, like a tinning can lamp they build, and they put the outside as an outside lamp. Also, you have the one where they put pressure hit with the, you know, the lantern one, then when you put gas in and pump up, that would bright, like, right.
I'm Manley Wallace, S. Manley Wallace. I'm from Little London. I started out in Negril in 1975 and have been one of the architects of the Negril as you see today. I am the founding president of the Negril Chamber of Commerce. Not many people know that.
Me is Walter Miller.
Walter Miller?
Yes.
Otherwise known as Walter Speck.
Walter Speck?
Yes.
So why they call you Walter Speck, you know?
From small, you know, was very small, and the girl they call me Walter Speck. Rascal them call me.
See?
Yeah.
My name is Lona Hilton, otherwise known as Sis. I'm from Western Negril.
Yeah, my name is Deno, born and raised in Western Negril. Austin Clark, Negril, born, Western Negril.
My name is Danette Glaze from Negril, Eric and Jean.
Nah, man. All right, nah, man. Bless up.
I'm Joy James on Norman Manley Boulevard in Negril. I've been living here all my life.
Well, I'm Georgette Gold.
And you were born in Negril?
Gold. I was born in Negril. I grew up here until about 10, 11.
Joy Reynolds. I was born in Negril to David and Florence Reynolds on the beach, Negril. I grew up loving Negril.
My name is Vincent Gifford, man. Originally born and grown on Negril, Red Ground. Spent the whole of my life here, so that's no one again to get out, but still, no place like Negril.
I'm Basil Reynolds, born and grown in Negril.
My name is Ansel Reynolds, born and grown in Negril, right on the beach, right here.
I'm Oswald Fitzroy Donaldson, born in Negril, just a few years ago.
Like last week?
A little bit more than that.
I'm Cecile Arthurs. I was born in Negril.
My name is Ray Arthurs, 5th generation of Negril, born and grow here.
I'm Angela Arthurs. I'm the granddaughter of Ferdinand Arthurs and daughter of Ronald Arthurs.
Hi everyone, I'm Sandra Martin. I came to Negril at 9 years old.
That's Alexander Tate.
So why they call it Tim Tate?
That's my pet name.
Oh, that's your pet name?
Yeah.
Alfred Arthurs, true Negrilia.
So you born in Negril?
Born and raised on Negril, 3rd generation.
My name is Eric Glaze, born and grown in Negril.
My name is Daniel Grisel. I'm the managing director of Sharella Inn here in Negril.
You were born in Negril or no?
No, I was born in Hanover.
Well, how long have you been coming to Negril?
I started my first business in Negril in 1974.
So you have seen some change in Negril?
Oh God, yes. I've seen for a little village with 1 hotel and about 4 guest house. And that popular place was Arthur's Bathing Beach down the road there.
Yes.
That was Negril.
The only restaurant that was in Negril was the Negril Sands Club.
I started my development in 1974. And, at that time there was no water, not enough water, no electricity, and there was barely any road. So the struggle started there. There was Daniel Grizzle.
Yes.
Also started next door to me. And together we held hands and worked on our own project. By that I mean what Negril West End should be.
Right.
That's when we formed the Chamber of Commerce.
So he was a part of the forming of the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, a founding member.
All right.
As a matter of fact, he spoke to me about an association.
Okay.
And I said I wouldn't join an association because government does not listen to associations. He asked me what they listen to, and I said Chamber of Commerce.
Was there any point as a youth or grow up on this stretch of beach, did you ever imagine that Negril would turn into what it is right now?
Maybe not this extreme, but from growing up from I was like 12, 13 years old, I already know Negril was a special place. It just in my head, I could see the beauty of the place because you go to other places, and I never see any place that looked like this.
Well, everything that one can see with their eyes now are complete new change. If you were coming from nothing, where all that was in Negril was a beach stretched with palm trees lined with we go into the water and palm trees and nothing else.
What really start Negril tourist thing up now? You see most of them people part come. When you take them in the yard and you take care of them good and deal with them, then bring their son and their daughter. And they live so good with you. And then left and then go and then continue come back.
And bring more people.
Yeah, the two hotels up on the beach never really not taking no people because them along here. Just like how my fight against Rasta and talk about Rasta was taking man one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nobody never really want to take in the hippie them. Those same people that take in the hippie them and put tent in their yard. Then get to know you so much and become friendly and them. Some of them just decide to when they go. They want to put up a 2 room on your place that when they come they have one place to stay. And it start going like that. Then come back, put up one few rooms your place or build up one little place your place and you start make money that way they buy. When they the boat you say the time make money. Say one at a time they want to last Negril. Negril a hippie man. And them generation, all them sons and them daughters and them grandpa used to come with. They are continually coming until today.
You just wake up in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, you see a yard full of sleeping bags.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So they will just sleep anyway?
They will just come in the big bus in the night and sleep anywhere.
Wow.
And then in the morning, they talk to the native and give them a little money. Okay. A matter of fact, my parents, them have this place named Whitebird Cottage with Mr. Willington Hilton, Gretel Hilton. Some hippie was coming from the lighthouse. And then they stop there and say, what you cooking? And she show her tree sprang food pot, cooking food in the outside kitchen, and they have a little taste and they exchange number. And she called back and said he's coming, and she make a little 2-room boardhouse. He came with 5 people and they stays in there, and then it's $2 a night US. They pay her. Quick time she has 4 bedrooms, and that's how Whitebird developed.
The first time that I came to Negril was with my girlfriend Miriam, and that was in 1977. I was 19 years old.
Who was the first person to build a hotel, aka guest house, on Western Road?
It's hard to say because Negril started with people taking guests into their own homes. And then they added another little room to it, another little back room again, and so forth and so on.
Well, them days they have one what they call hippie.
When the hippie them first started coming to Negril, how did the local people accept them?
They accept them good because they almost don't have no hotels, so they sleep into tent around in the property all over the rock, and nobody used to thief them, so it used to be Negril people, till everybody start to come in now and make it till we get violence more. But they used to be unite with the Negril people. Them come at the yard, and we go fish, we go rock, they walk around, and it used to be like a cool place.
Yeah, I mean the only place that you really was a commercial hotel at the time was a place called the Treehouse. And it was a great place, but everything else was a hostile, or people owned a bit of property and they offered you space so you could, open up a tent, and they gave you places to cook. So yeah, it's very, very different. And Bloody Bay was completely desolate. It was one of the most beautiful beaches that I've ever seen. Since then, and to this day, what it was.
Negril really got started was hippie people coming down in the late 60s, early 70s and renting rooms from local residents who, put the children all together in one room and rented out the other room to a couple and made, US cash. And say, wait, this is a business. And so by the time the same people were coming back next year, there was another room added already. So it was just, that grew like, organically, it just grew like that.
Negril, when I was a youth coming up, was so much of a more beautiful place. We had so much like a better lifestyle. Even though it wasn't developed like it is now, but it was so sweet. Everybody was more loving, more kind, and we never kill one another like what they're going right now.
You could have go from one house to the other. There was no door closed. You take up them clothes from outside, put in their house.
When you went fall?
Yes.
Yes.
And they had their money pan there, nobody no trouble hit.
When we were younger, younger kids used to know everyone on the beach here. You could walk from one house to the other because there was no barriers between each place. And as kids, we used to run along, lots of places to go. We go fishing and shooting birds and do lots of stuff.
See?
Yeah.
Everything was good. You could walk freely on the road. No problem. You could open up till even daylight.
You could sleep in the road. And no, and with a bag of money side there, you nobody trouble it.
Real.
It was just a place that we thought it was beautiful. It was as if it was fussy, but there was no traffic. People, when they come out in the evening, they don't ride their bicycle. Who have a bicycle, they would walk.
You were safer. You used to walk on the street any time of the night and you have no problem. There was a police station where the library is there now. They didn't have anything to do.
Right.
Because everybody, it was good growing up.
Like when the hippie comes, nobody never know, nobody don't treat them no way. They don't treat, if a hippie comes in and buy a beer and you stand there, he will offer you a drink. And everybody was close. And no violence. One or two people will fight, but you don't hear about no killing, no shooting, no nothing down here like all this what you're hearing about. Everybody, tourists and locals, they all live good and friendly because the tourists want to know, the hippies them and the people want to know the lifestyle and the food. That's why so much restaurant popped up in those times. If you look on the Western Road, every 2 streets you find a restaurant.
When the grill really started, there was only one policeman in the grill. And then crime started to escalate with the squatters coming in and the hustlers from all over coming in. Then the grill, tourists there now and start to mushroom.
Right.
And then we had to fight to get the new police station.
Then they are no trouble. The most trouble part of this they have is when a man animal go eat a man thing and call him to go value it.
And I remember some people got robbed before Negril became developed. They rented a car and coming from Trial, they saw a road up by Bloody Bay. So they entered that road and got onto the beach. And when they were there, they got attacked. And of course, we were the next hotel, the first place that they found after all that. So we had to take them down to the police station. And when we got to the police station, Mr. Wagga was not there. We saw one man cleaning the garden and we asked him for Mr. Wagga. And he said Mr. Wagga gone to Sab and told him to clean up the place until he comes back. And they asked him who he is. They said that Mr. Wagga arrested him last night and told him to watch the place until he comes back. And then they had another robbery up because there was this big road that takes you onto Bloody Bay and just bush and the most beautiful beach. And these people got attacked. So of course, they went down to get Mr. Wagga. And Mr. Wagga came up and then they got in touch with the police at Green Island, so they came in. And Mr. Wagga is up and down and he has his gun. And my uncle is saying to them, why do you make Mr. Wagga walking all over the place with the gun? They say, yes, sir, we gave him a gun but no bullets.
When me was a boy, there was no road in Negril. They have all the track where they come and call along the name 1 mile. Yeah, and that's how the track stop.
And then you go to do a bar down here and in there.
Oh.
Some back to live up there one girl.
So anyway, you can use up walk the time there?
Yeah, if you're lucky enough, you want a horse
or a donkey.
Or a donkey, you could ride.
Oh.
No, everything was by the beach. When my father days, everything was on the beach.
Yeah.
Right.
It was on the beach. You never have the track down this. Of course.
When somebody sick?
Yeah.
Or
That was having me.
Then take a canoe, go for the nurse.
Yeah, no, when anybody the nurse come, my mother deliver me already.
Yes.
And where was the hospital or doctor?
Sablamar or Lucy or Green Island.
How you get to Sablamar?
You go all the way around Little Bay. Yes, you go down to Little Bay and you go to Sablamar.
In a boat.
And if somebody is sick down there and coming from the hospital and it's a day that the vehicle don't, they'll go for them in the canoe, in the boat. And It was canoe in those days. It wasn't a big boat.
So you had to row this canoe all the way
You
to
row it down and bring them.
The fishermen, they do it practically every Saturday.
If a person is dying, you don't take sick and say the person dying. They put them in the canoe because the truck would have gone to the market, and it was King Mackenzie, and he would go to Kingston on a Sunday morning, so don't take sick on a Sunday.
Gone already.
Yes, and he's not coming until Monday night. So 1 and 2 people have cars, so they would, but what if they go out? So the boat is there. Once the sea is not rough, less than no time, they're gone to serve and return.
As a girl, every Saturday or most Saturdays, I would go to the beach to visit my grandaunt. So I was very familiar with the beach that way, you know, and like, I remember like there at where we have the bridge now.
Mm-hmm.
Many people don't know that the bridge wasn't like that. It was like a wooden bridge.
All right.
And we would call there like the back road, and on the beach, like, you know, the beach.
Because that's where people used to walk?
Walk.
Ah.
Well, they walk both ways, like on the back road, that's the beach, and you have to cross on the wooden bridge, and you could walk on the sea, the sand, you know. But there was also a river that ran through there. The river would flow down there, right behind like the riverside pharmacy.
Right.
Because people, as a child, I could remember people from neighboring places, especially when it's dry. Even around West End, my grandmother would go there to wash at the river.
When I was small, the bridge was there. It's near the bridge that is there now, but it was flat on the ground. It was just board, some planks they lay across, and it would have a board rail. But that, as soon as the rain fall, it would go.
As a matter of fact, when we went to the beach as schoolboys on a truck, we had to come off the truck and allow the truck to go over the bridge, and then we would have the truck again. Because we feared that the bridge would break down.
Those days, I say, was like nothing in Negril. Nothing was going on. So Negril was like a ghost town then.
So that was what it was in those days. In 1958, or thereabout, it was the Norman Manley Boulevard started to be built. Heavy construction went into that project. And that subsequently changed the face of Negril.
But even before that, it was so, like you could have go up on the beach, my youth, and you could have get lots of things. You could have get coconut, you could have get breadfruit. You can't hungry when you touch the beach.
Well, most people have, if you have to use your lamp or torch. But those days,
the whole area has changed. The beach alone, now we used to have this nice high-rise sand beach, and now it's all gone. So with lots of coconut trees lining all the way from the roundabout down in the town, all the way up 7.5 miles of white sand beaches.
On the beach,
every beach
you could never see a house on the beach.
That is one thing I couldn't do when I was a boy, go build out on the beach out there.
So you could have built out on the beach?
But I know you're not supposed to.
No.
So how come now people are building on the Morros?
People do it. Tell me something at Jamaica come from.
Is that true too?
One car, Mr. Roland Parkinson, we drive, go to school a morning time. For the whole day, maybe you don't see another car.
Where you go to school?
Negril All Age.
Negril All Age School.
Negril School.
And you born come see Negril School out there?
You born come see Negril School.
That means Negril School are over 100 years old then, man?
Enough more than that, because my mother go to school there.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
Man, I come up to that school out there, because me 81 now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I come see the school. I go to the school.
You used to have to walk from here to right to the Negril Primary.
Going to school,
walk back to the Negril school and come back. I can remember the days when the light wouldn't even reach around here, reach halfway out the road. The water, the same, we used to have to carry a bucket on our head.
We carry water from out of Tigris to here, feed cow and goat and all, and they have to drink it.
On Sunday, when we go into church, we have to take our shoes in our hand because we're going to walk on the beach, come down to the bridge, come down to the square, and then go across a little pool of water, go across the river. And then when we go across the river, we put on back our shoes and go to church. So after we leave church, coming back, we take off our shoes again. Throw it over our neck, cowboy style, and walk on the beach, go with our shoes in our hand and a little Bible.
You know the only time you could see people on the beach and when you come out to a holiday. Yeah, and when you go at the 1 mile place or so, up at the 1 mile on the beach, always have like a big sound system. Lots of people from all of the country area people there come in and come enjoy the holiday.
Holiday time, we are allowed to go up on the beach because my mother was really strict.
As a child, we go to the beach, but we go to the beach with family, with our parents would take you to the beach. You just don't go to the beach. And during, on Christmas time, Easter time, and August time, buses would come down from Kingston. So the beach would be full of Jamaican on those holidays.
Every holiday, they used to keep party there, and that's where the people would come in their buses from St. Elizabeth, Manchester, over the whole place to go bathe.
So, as a youth, and you go up on the beach, what was the beach like in them days there?
Well, the beach was like empty.
I remember when we used to go there, we catch only crab.
Oh, for real?
And we have a thing we call cocoa plum. You used to go there as a youth, go look cocoa plum and eat and do it.
And we always walk from retreat, come and Negril, come catch crab up on the beach. Barefoot.
Oh, for real?
Barefoot. Go up on the beach, go catch crab, and last in the crab bush.
Well, there was just, fishermen's houses, piles of conch shells, canoes, and a lot of coconut trees, really nice coconut trees that start off on the beach and lay down and then went up. Beautiful, beautiful. There's a film, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, with Kirk Douglas, and that was filmed in the late 50s in Negril. And there's a scene in there where the camera looks down the beach toward the island, and it's just dense coconut trees, dense. There you don't see anything. It's just the beach and the coconut trees and the island in the distance.
So since that time, when the highway was, the Norman Manley Boulevard was built, things started to happen. Local investors and foreigners started to buy up land in Negril. At that time, land on the beach was £1,000 per acre.
What man used to do for work them time there?
Well, like fishing. Most man fishing in and planting ground in Negril.
What they did, they have logwood that they used to ship. So the ship was coming in.
They used to plant tobacco and peas and pumpkin and all and things there, and sweet gourd carried to the market in South. Well, we have one truck, Mr. King Mac. And go to South and Kingston once a week.
Oh, wow.
So, man used to take bottles from Negril to Kingston go sell.
Oh, for
on
real?
The truck. So, lime, we pick lime, go sell. We milk cow. On the property here, we sell the milk. We have to carry the milk to Mars gas truck. Out by the square, if the truck leave your milk, don't sell that there.
Weekends and afternoon, the men and big people would go downtown and spend time there at the shops, and the men would take their liquor.
You could count the house then from roundabout to Western, probably might be about 20 houses.
Well, Negril was a place where not much people. Most of the people in a Negril Western is like family.
Leave me with me Reynolds family, me Jackson family, me James family, me Arthur, me Hill, me Myrie, Wellington. Left me with them now.
How much hotel did they on the beach in them old days? None?
No cottage.
Nothing?
Nothing, just nothing.
And what the first hotel they built on the beach there?
Sundowner was the first one, yes. And the second one to it was Coconut Grove.
Which are Coconut Grove did they?
The place on the beach, Sundowner and Coconut Grove was like line and line.
Oh, next to each other?
Yeah. Early 70s that was.
Yeah. Who brought in the first tourists, as we know it today, to Negril?
Well, he would be the same man, Ferdy Arthur. Right next to where Travelers is again. Where Ferdy Arthur was, it wasn't an Arthur's land he was at that time. He was on a lease land, right? Or some friend, who they say was belonged to pay. Where cousin Ferdy was to begin with. He was
named Robinson.
Robinson, yeah. What he did, he cleaned the beach. He usually would sweep the beach. He even used a sieve sometimes to sieve the sand, to make it clean. And what he did, he cut the coconut limb from the coconut. He would plant them sometime, put them down on the beach, and let them dry. And he draw out on the beach, and he would make little bathing house, changing house. So when the white people come, or tourists come, or whoever, they would have to pay him to go in there to change, to put on their bath trunk and to change, to go in the sea.
Ferdy Arthur was the first, but he's the man that opened the door here. But the first people, it was that place with man and the people and be clean. And people come and be down here having place where you go in that place and change them clothes. And that near Arthur's Bathing Beach.
Yes. They said he didn't, no tourist was going to come to Negril because of what he was doing. They didn't believe in his dream. So he started planting the trees, making shades, digging up, planting, making the place more friendly for people to come.
People used to come in, like they would come down, visit him, like the doctors in Sam would visit Dr. Drew at Lantresand. Or Mr. Harvey knows about it, and when they get guests, they would see the beach. So they would go away and tell their friends about this Arthur's Beach, because he had a sign, Arthur's Bathing Beach.
Yeah, Ferdy Arthur place. There's like a place you drive, go up on the beach, and then build some place apart where the tourists then come and go in and change and go swim. Then as boy would climb coconut tree and, take care of tourists and kind of way there. Get money for just go climb coconut tree and laugh with tourists. Man get paid for laugh with tourists.
Yeah. Then gradually when I grew up getting older, you used to have some tourists come, but they like the rich one with the short pants and the Kangal hat. Those are the ones that come when I'm much older, like getting up to maybe 14, 15.
And then you call hippie?
No, those are the tourists that comes and discover and see that the Negril was a paradise or a place. So they buy out a lot of the seafront like Mr. Bay Miller. Even Rockhouse, first Rockhouse was bought from him, Lantresand.
So Mr. Bay Miller actually did own Rockhouse.
Yeah, long time ago, right? Okay. So they bought all of the seafront land and things, and they come and start to build, couple of tourists come, and then we have this flooding and the hippies start to come in. They are the one coming after now to make the locals start to make money from the hippie.
You see, in those days now, even right where we stay here right now, you see tourists, we call them hippie those days. And they would fish a tent anywhere on the beach out here, and me can tell you, so you'd never get a man thief them those days.
Let me tell you, nobody know name thieving. Yeah. We don't know nothing about that. If you come on Negril and then camp out in almost everybody yard. I know hotel and they put them up. Them left everything they have with their parents. And then come back everything that they had intent and put everything down in it. Nobody now going to go chop nothing.
Well, development has to happen, you know.
Right.
And people with money see that a piece of coastline with Caribbean Sea, and they put money into it because they know that other people from around, especially from the cold countries, will want to come and stay there, and build rooms, and it's a simple process, and it's happened a lot, and sometimes it's happened big scale, and sometimes it's happened small scale. Small scale in the beginning.
Well, development is development, and a lot of that has taken place. On the West End, for instance, when I bought the property on the West End, the road was just two tracks, one on the right and one on the left. Grass grew in the middle all the way up to the post office.
Well, I love the development of the road and the thing, but I don't like the development of the youth.
One of the change where is a good change.
Labour beat PNP.
Well, with the hotels, you know, like that way, because there wasn't anything here. Like many years ago, it was like just out by, as I recall, it was just like out by the yacht club, a telephone company. They moved in and you could have telephone. But, you know, I've seen changes, great changes to do with the hotel and foreign people coming in and things like that.
There were so many things. Because in the days when we were children, it would be so quiet. Actually, we didn't even have a radio.
You know, honestly, Jamaica, for good or bad, because there's both sides of it, has not really changed that much, okay? I mean, yes, it's gotten more populated. Yes, there's more development, resorts and things like that. But the politics of the island is still the same.
I feel good.
You feel good?
Yeah, I feel good.
Okay.
Let the tourists come in Negril now. Well, the changes could be good and it could be very bad. I think the changes is good. It's good in a sense. You have the advantage and the disadvantage. Yes. Because before we never could have seen a dollar unless we have it toast them around it. So go cut one piece of bamboo and shape it up and sell it. Make a cup, a tray, or something out of it, and have $1 that. Big pain for us. Walk on the beach and pick up shells, join them together, make a bead. It's $1 for us.
Yes.
So like we used to live like a prince in Negril compared to inland people.
In terms of positive, I think the fact that the beach has been built up, at one time, 95% of the business along the beach was Jamaican owned and managed. The fact that we have managed to prevent the area from being overgrown and with too much 5-6 story building and becoming a concrete jungle, I think it's a credit to the institutions and the people of Jamaica and the citizens of Negril.
When you come to the table from a position of knowledge and you've done the study and you say, well, we can't allow you to build a 1,000-room hotel unless you build the infrastructure that's going to, because we don't have the money and you're going to reap tenfold. So you need them to build the infrastructure. And I would ask them to build it for overflow, for our own development here. So not just to handle yours, but to handle maybe another 150, 200 homes that your economy is going to give the ability for those workers to buy the land and build a dream home?
Well, the dream of Norman Manley. Because when Negril was nothing, he brought the equipment in here and put the road. He brought the equipment to put the water. He brought the equipment and put the electricity and open up what you see now as a gold mine to the world. And let me tell you, too bad that it passes the native, because that enhances foreign investors to say, when you look at the beach, when you look at the land, when you look at what could be done with it, it's not a place to just pull up a fishing boat and live as a normal person. It's a place for huge development. And it's outfaxing all the families that used to be here. Those families are now competing, paying the same price as the foreign investors for being here. So, who's going to turn an eye and look at these natives who just want to live their life on their land? Every country that opens up to tourism, opens up so that tourism can benefit that country, the people. Now we agree that we accept foreign investors. So we sell them some land and try to share the best of us with them. But when you look at the mass of foreign investors and the Jamaican people now cannot compete with the foreign investors in investment-wise. So, the Jamaican local doesn't have a product that they can offer to tourists. All the products that are offerable are owned by foreigners. So, the struggle is that we're doing well, but the mass of our people is not doing so well. I don't like that.
They were one. They were one. Just after the road was made. And he came to and tell us that he came to address us on what is going to happen in Negril. Because by then people started to sell. So he said, we never heard this word before. We know about tourism. He said they're going to have hotels and motels. And if our parents sell their lands to the foreigners and they build their hotels and the motels, we won't be able to live amongst them.
Nobody wanted to hire you because you're from Negril. I found out like it was people from outside. They would be hired and you would have your skills.
Well, why do you think that was?
I don't know. I just don't know what they had about the people.
But what are some of the negative things that come along with some of these positive change?
Well, once there's money around, there's people who want to take it illegally. There's crime coming. People think they can make a fast move, and tourists have been robbed. And of course, where there's money, you're going to have people with looking for the 5-finger discount.
Some of the negative that came along, a lot of the lands here in Negril was owned by the government, and they failed to manage it properly, creating huge unauthorized settlements. Now, I see to be a misuse of the country's assets. Yes, people need place to live. Yes, There are poor people who cannot afford to buy land. Doesn't mean that they shouldn't live in somewhere decent. And in that way, it's a negative because the state, not the people, not the private people, the state has failed to recognize the gem that they have here in Negril and create a mess of the overall development.
Does it bother you at all that a lot of Negril has been sold off to outside investors?
Yes, I felt a little bit down with that, right? But I cannot blame the investors. They came, they saw the opportunity. What I really again blame that a lot of us, a lot of middle-class Jamaicans did not see the possibility. I think we are not patriotic enough. We don't believe in ourselves enough. We don't believe in our country and our fellow Jamaicans enough. That being said, those foreigners are here, and that's the way it is. What we have to look upon, how are we gonna get more of our people to see the possibility and to invest?
My main thing is when we started having this capital land thing. That was my main thing, and still is. It brings in a lot of undesirables, and I wish we could get rid of them. Not that we have anything against people moving in, but when you're not doing something to enhance the living condition in Negril. We never used to have this thing about capital land until politics comes into Negril earlier on in the 70s and 80s, and it changes Negril a lot.
The negative things, I would say, it's the violence. And that's the main problem, because we never had a fuss. You wouldn't have heard about a murder.
Well, the first one women don't like are the hustle of them too much. It mash up Negril.
Then another part of development, it flood in a lot of different type of people. Because being in Negril now, and everybody in Negril said it's Negril people. People from all over the country comes in to Negril because of the opportunity, and somebody leave their country and come to Negril and their life change. They see the changes, so they want to come in. But bringing those people into the area also bringing a lot of things with
negative things
where they come from their area and bring it in. So it label Negril now as Negril people, and Negril is not a good place. Negril is nice. Negril is beautiful. Negril people who born here want to keep Negril in the same sense that it is.
No, but the thing about really spoil Negril now is them people come on Negril and want rich as them come. Yeah. That make a whole lot of difference in Negril.
It bothers me.
I guess there are two sides to the coin. The negative was drugs, squatting, and eventually crime started to grow.
Right.
So those are the things that the development brought into the area.
Too much people is coming in there and they are loose people. Negril is not used into that kind of a lifestyle.
Somehow it's like Negril is being kept down because of so much crime, and people are afraid even to go out. Even myself, I do not come out after dark anymore.
When I come here, it was like no. When I come from England, this piece of land I only pay 10,700 tax. And one lift, Mr. Patterson left it, he carried to 150,000 and he never come back down? No, 400,000 now. Wow. Yes, that's the change, some of the changes that we have, we born and grow here. It's like they're running without a Negril.
So what kind of change do you see where you actually like?
I haven't seen any.
So what about the development, the growth?
Where's the development? Where's the growth?
I mean, it bring jobs to Negril, it bring business to Negril, it bring people to Jamaica.
Check how many Negril people is working at any of the hotels.
What you feel about how Negril is being sold off to non-Jamaicans?
Lot of them which part want to sell Negril sell it. I don't have anything to sell to anybody coming from outside.
We should not sell none of our sites or destination for sites, rivers, sightseeing, nothing that has to do with Jamaica. So all that should be owned by Jamaica. So that the dollar and the development that we didn't get from what we suffered from to get this land would now begin to fall in our hand by our own work, because we're healthy, hard, strong workers, and we should not have to be oppressed because we cannot compete with a foreign investor.
Well, you see what happened. They could live. Put from one sell, the other one want more money. As far as we get together. That's how they come and sell it.
The money. The money. When a person hear about 100, because it's pounds that time, 100, 100 pounds. That sounds like an endless amount of money, 100 pounds. A person like maybe even 10, 20 years before that could buy an acre of land, maybe like for 30 shillings. Now if somebody, you never understand in no way that you would one day hold 100 pounds, much more 1,000 pounds. And you have auctioneer coming in, lawyers coming in, dangling 1,000 pounds for acre land to people. You can imagine what you can do with that 1,000 pounds.
And you only bought this land for a couple of shillings.
So, a number of people sell. Because they could go with the West End, Red Ground, Good Road, other places. And they can get maybe 2 acre land to buy. They could move their house, what they have, to where they're going. They could extend it. They could start doing things for their children, sending them to school and whatnot.
Boy, it disturbs me bad. Every day I cry about that in my heart, sir. We can't lose it to so much foreigners.
You couldn't stop that. You couldn't avoid that. We are always seeking foreign investment as a country. And in many cases, the foreigners tend to show you the way. Not everybody has been able to travel, have the good luck of traveling the world. Many investors who come in have seen development take place in other countries. And so they are able to bring their expertise and their knowledge to bear in our community. We can pattern them or learn from them. So I'm not against investors coming into. What I see as a trend these days is that locals are able to buy out the foreigners. More and more it's happening. So while they started a development, locals can have the chance now to take it and move it further.
If a lot of these people didn't come, you wouldn't have this.
We did own the land at the beginning because our parents did own the land. We sold the land. Why weren't we offered the same opportunity at developing the land?
The opportunity would be there. The finance, when we got independence, we only got independence with the land. We have not been left here with any infrastructure. just the land. Now, when people come back to invest, what they bring is money.
Right.
Now, we would love to develop our land, but the finance, our government cannot back us with the finance. Our government is open to welcome the foreign investors who capitalize, just like it was in the beginning. Same thing now.
First of all, you have to have the cash for development, money to. You have to know what you want to develop. And not many people could come put their hands on the cash. So that would have delayed the Jamaicans from getting ahead.
Even the land, they didn't have no way to pay your tax like his Miss Gussie Lindsay. Gussie Lindsay and them used to collect tax.
And pay it over to who?
And they carried to Sablama. That's why they Lindsay they own so much land. Some people couldn't pay it, and you can go to court to clear the paper up. So Mr. Lindsay they own the land because they take you if they come on your property and them see a cow die and a goat, they pound it. So that was they take away the cow and you have to pay for it or they sell the cow for the tax.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
And they take the land from you as well, or no?
And they take away some of the land if you don't pay no tax after a long run.
Okay. So then like the Lindsay them now would have pay up the taxes for you.
And take the land because they are the collector of tax.
Okay.
So some of the land they do even have proper paper for it.
Nothing stays the same. Once people see opportunity, they're willing to put money behind the opportunity. And, the fact that the government has plans for another 5,000 rooms, Negril is booming. And along with the success will come the other problems. It's inevitable.
I say, will it be? I can't help falling in love with you.
So as a boy, what do you used to do for fun or for work and that kind of thing then?
Girl chasing in night and,
You go chase girls?
Yeah, we play a good nickel or marble and
Yes, that boys do. I tell them, I didn't grow up in Negril, but where we live in Cold Spring, Hanover,
yes,
at least 3 times a year, church, like festival holiday, school, and term
School
holiday,
trip and thing.
right? Christmas season, we used to come down in cane truck. You come down from the police station, go around Marchtown, and come to, there was a 2-building, I think it's where Ricky Plaza is now. Right. There was a whole 2-story building and a little Lindsay shop there. And a little rickety bridge. You come across, and Fun for Holiday was playing on this beach, right? That was the only real thing. But you come here, and coming to Negril Beach for us was like when you say to a kid, now I'm taking them to Disney World.
When we are you to play cricket, so we have Western. It wasn't Western anyway. Iron Show, playing Banana Walk, or we play Red Ground.
Or Mary Beer.
Mary Beer, we have a really good team.
Yes.
So we used to play cricket like that. Okay. And every time I lick the ball in the sea, that's a 6.
So once the ball lick at the sea, nobody now go for it?
Yeah, some people will swim for it, but it's a 6, run 5, half 80 over in the sea. That's a 6 run.
I remember playing cricket. My school in Little London, playing Negril School, Negril Elementary School. They came to play in Little London. I would beat them to a frazzle. So we had to return the match. the cricket field was near the sea. We had to put our fielder out in the sea to catch the balls because they would kill us. I always remember that.
As a little girl, we play bat and ball. As a little girl, you would play the bat and run to the post with all the other kids. We still, do the orange. We go look orange. We shoot bird. They would set with boys and we would catapult and we the girls would go when they shoot the bird. We pick them up and pick them up and make bird soup and things like that. We go fishing because the sea hand side was like open place, so we could go as kids, throw a little line just at the there, boom, you get big fish. There was a lot of time they would catch goggle, bunch of goggle as 1 week into boats. We as kids would just go there and when they night everybody there, the whole Negril set up there, lot of honey, Mr. Lindsay, like boxes of bees, and would go there and they would reap the honey and spin it around, and we the kids would get honey in a little cheese can and a little cup, and that Negril would have a lot of fruits, like kids, every yard have orange, lot of lime, lot of coconut.
The things that we used to do when we are youth. Then I youth that don't have a clue. And we used to compete, We used to compete with three kind of activities. Like marble, jig.
What the best?
Yeah. Who can mull one another gig and bust it back and just put it down like a circle.
Yeah, but the biggest fun was when you see you up. You ride the wave, man.
For real?
Yeah, man. You ride.
So how do you learn to swim?
Dad took us in the canoe, paddle us out, throw us out, sit in the canoe and say, come my baby. Papa they wait for you.
We would have entertainment. Some 2 men bought sound system. And we had the 2 club, the Fishermen Club. And my father was one of the founding members of the Fishermen Association.
And those days we did enjoy those days, man.
And you used to ride donkey as boy and then it too.
Yes. No, me not, but I mean that.
Me always have a donkey.
Yeah, he always
my father, he bought donkey and give to me, and I take care of him. Bought goat and give to me, and I have to look after him. So I have my donkey. Go anywhere I want to go, from here to Sheffield, Springfield. You name it, man. And on the beach, get me coconut, put it inside my bag, put it on top of the donkey, get my donkey.
Gone.
I can remember the days when my mother couldn't set on the pot and we get through soldier crab and just cross the rock there for 10 minutes and come back fishing on the pot.
Well, after me go up and go to school and go up and like me I say go up on the beach at daytime, after we know the tourists are come and get bead and sell them and them thing there. We used to just get up, me and a guy named Fuzzy. We are fishing. We borrow one spear gun. And we go shoot fish.
Yeah.
We parents can have food. We catch extra, we sell.
We go swim. Have fun, go to beach and things. The guy them know, they play with their gun.
Yeah. If you had the power to affect change, what are some of the changes that you would have made in Negril, being a person who saw it grow?
Yeah, that's a hard question. If it were me and I could get rid of the thuggery so that pressure of having to kick back is not there. If I had the power and the will of police and at some point part of the military too, because it's you don't have a big police force here, to wipe that out so that then you can take money and put it where it belongs without having someone putting literally a gun to your head and say, no, get my 5 or 10 or whatever. So unless you can do that, unless I was able to do that first and foremost, you can't do anything else.
What with Negril developed too fast.
What I've seen over the time is, to be very honest with you, at this time in life, Negril was really not properly being infrastructured or planned out. Everyone came to Negril and just did what they wanted to do.
planned development of Negril should have started earlier. From the roadway was put in, from the Navamandi Boulevard was built. There should have been a proper organized structure for the development there, and that would help to avoid squatting, because there would be proper housing and all that stuff. That wasn't done. So the development took place in a ad hoc manner. So the 1980s, before the planning authority was brought into effect.
Okay.
Development without proper planning was gone through the gate.
Plus, I do think it developed too fast. And it bring in people that the government should have more control over.
Sometimes Negril just look as if it's going down really. Needs to be a facelift.
And I think some of the people who owns the property that they have on the beach, they should clean it.
Yes.
On the find somebody. The parish council should do something.
What I would really like to see happen to Negril right now, we need a market. And to be honest, we also need the Negril school to be moved into a proper location.
Safe location.
And we also need a walking area on the west end. It is the most dangerous thing for anybody to walk on the west end.
First and foremost, would like to see the violence and the killing in Negril to stop. Or you might not get it stopped, but cut down to maybe 5 or 2%. If me say stop, it's like maybe a thing too far. But this killing and this violence what's happening in Negril right now need to stop. And the government need to spend some more money on Negril and help, not left it to the hotel and this to help out the other places. Thanks to all the hoteliers and the places that doing something for Negril school, Negril clinic, Negril everything. The government need to spend some more thing on Negril.
Would you like to see more things happen for the youth, them, you know? Yeah, more culture center can build up a part, can get the youth them occupy. Yeah, because right now, nothing done for the youth them, you know. Everything the youth want to do is spend them one. You look on it, after all the youth then go to school and come back from school, what if they do?
Part of Jamaica culture is not just to come to the beach. It's to come do your little cookouts, bring your rice and peas. That's what we used to do. And I think we have to ensure that that possibility still exists.
The development of Negril, because of that 7 Mile beach, is incredible. Negril can become it's now the gem of Jamaica, and it will be the gem of the Caribbean. I don't think there's any other area that has the potential to be as big as Negril can be in terms of the development and the money that it can bring in to the government, revenue, in foreign exchange revenue to the government. So Negril has great potential.
Whose hands should this be in to make Negril into what we would love to see it become?
My view is that development in any any area of our country should be private sector and government working hand in hand. Without the input of private sector, a government project is hard to take off, hard to succeed. But with the people involved, and that's where Negril has a great role to play as a model the Negril people are involved in whatever is happening. As a matter of fact, they're the leading force. The Chamber of Commerce is the leading force into pulling the government to where we should be.
But if there is still no plan per se, like a directional plan, what would we pull the government into?
Well, there ought to be a plan. I'm sure there is a plan somewhere, whether it is being utilized or not, but there must be a plan somewhere.
There was a plan, a police station, a school, a fire station. They were all coming out, leaving out. Maybe, I don't remember if I think the post office as well, but lands were there to build the post office, because the post office come all the way back to the church, near our church in the middle, big land is there.
The developments bother me because there's no thought about what it's causing the environment here. They've got this big 1,000-room thing coming up here, monstrosity. I don't see any talk about sanitation, collection of water, and that kind of thing. Oh, and how are we going to treat it if we're going to throw it back into the ocean? I mean, what are we going to do with that? I talk to people, and there's none of that. None of that is happening. Yet, we're still willing to cut a lease or a sale on property without demanding certain things, like how many people are you going to employ? How many of our craftsmen are you going to use here? How many of those, how much are you buying outside that you could set up a little plant and have those things made here? Those are the things that I would be asking outsiders that are coming here and dropping a lot of money and doing something like that. What are you going to do to help develop my educational system? Yes, you're going to have all these people now. We're going to need a school. Are you prepared to build us one? To build us a kindergarten and an elementary school and a middle school and a high school?
Well, I would like to see a lot of better farming. Okay. Because I really know the scamming no grow no crop.
Not really farm, sir. Maybe we get something together and make the youth them can uplift themselves. We don't see that yet, We want to see more of that. We want to see the government stretch out more for the youth them part there. The elderly one them done gone through already. Yet more things can do for them as well. But for them which part to come, the direction of part we want them in, we want them in some positive direction, man.
Anything that is being offered by people from the outside, give the Negril people a chance to balance and offer the same product.
Yeah, man. When the likes of Negril just plays a part, both the rich and the poor can come and enjoy themselves without being bothered or terrorized by anyone. And I love to see more of the people part that come on Negril. Come on Negril and enjoy themselves and don't try to change the culture of Negril. I try to treat people like because them think them have some money. Them can come and do what they have a like. And the people them who they are, them is nobody. That the kind of treatment we don't really want.
I would love to see some order come back.
Well, I'd like to see Negril, but what can I say? We have nearly everything that we need here, except the service. Better security on the street, especially say after dark.
It's hard to, that's a hard question to answer because it is such a fabric woven into the culture of acceptance that when I speak to people, it's a hopeless conversation for them because they know. You'd have to be ruthless about the crime and the people that are perpetuating it, and you have to have the civilization, the citizenry of the island be 110% behind you because there's gonna be tragedies.
Successive governments have done their best to fight crime. I think what the people are asking for, and the government should be led by the people, The people are asking for more serious action, more draconian measures to drive the fear of God into these people and to deter them from crime. I believe if that is done, measures that whatever government in power will be criticized badly for, but the result will tell the story.
Education would be my next. Once that you start clearing that out, the next thing would be is to bring a model of education so that the kids are learning that they can do better, and given the education to do that, to give them, you have to guarantee them through high school, and try and get them into the best universities anywhere, here, anywhere else. It doesn't matter, because with education comes the light.
Education does not stop a criminal. Many of the criminals today in Jamaica are more educated and smarter than the police who try to catch them. Certainly our country people need to be more educated, and we should never stop trying to educate our people. Each generation should be more intelligent, more educated than the generation before. But it's not going to stop crime. There has to be the fear of God driven into these people. They must know the consequence of committing a crime.
Very true. All right, Mr. Wallace, thank you very much for your time.
That's just mentioned.
Thank you for your story.
I know when I relax later on, I'm going to remember so much more.
Yeah, because what you're doing here now is like a little scheme of...
Me just trying to tell the story because a lot of people don't know the story about Negril and
you have to take an hour too.
You know, so them youth know them no respect elderly again,
None at all.
There's a few of them. Yeah. You can count on your hand. But respect the elderly and remember where they're coming from. And okay, what happened? What people and teach you, we cannot forget where we're coming from now. The half I've never been to, my brother. There's much more left.
All right. Blessed love. Me know you're busy. Thanks for your story and thanks for your time.
Peace, my brother.
Blessed love.
Yeah, man.
So it's a sad thing because I feel that this island has so much to offer. I mean, there's no reason why Jamaica can't be better than the Bahamas,
right,
or Turks and Caicos or the Dominican Republic. I mean, this island is just pristine in so many ways, and I hope it doesn't get damaged.
If the youth had a safe, legal, honest way to make a dollar, there's a strong possibility that their minds would be occupied and they wouldn't.
It will change. That's a solution to this whole thing, is to bring the dollar to each mouth.